Hey, it's Jen here with Ascension Mountain, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be going over the power of alignment and the direct correlation it has to living a life of purpose. And I'm going to share with you the 7 layers that I have found to be essential to look at and uncover before we get to the root of our purpose. And then once we have that direction and clarity, we can begin to live in alignment with that path. And when we are feeling out of alignment, life can feel very confusing and heavy. And, like we are just giving everything we have without receiving everything. And life should totally feel the opposite. You should feel the ease beneath the effort. And life will really begin to flow to you and with you when you're in alignment with your purpose and yourself. And so I want to walk you through these 7 layers. And I just want to remind you that purpose is not anything we need to seek that's outside of us. It's already within us. And really, it's just a question away from that clarity. The purpose just needs to be remembered, and we just need to be reminded so that we can begin to shift our lives to be in total alignment with our knowing. And so that's why I can't get over it enough that these questions are vital. We have to know the answers to these questions before we can really begin to live our true purpose, and one that is in deep and complete resonance with our hearts. And I'm so inspired by this belief that we have all been planted on this earth for a divine reason. And we all have these amazing and incredible gifts that we need to uncover and begin to share with the world so that we can live together in peace and love and harmony. And so, that is just my total inspiration. And that is my purpose here, is to remind you of this power you have within and to get you in this path of alignment. And if you're interested in starting this journey, you can click the link below. I have a free meditation called Awaken to Purpose. And it's a meditation journey paired with some reflective journaling questions. And it's just going to be the first day of a 7-day journey that I created called Locate Your True North, which is going to be addressing these layers and walking you through a transformative journey. I want you to really utilize this meditation to bring you some clarity and ask yourself these essential questions. And so now let's move into these layers so that we can really get some clarity of what these layers are and why they are so important to uncovering this life purpose, and how once we have that life purpose as our center point, we can really begin to be radiant beings, and we could magnetize everything that we need to keep going in this life. I want you to feel just amazing in life. I want you to feel that you are in total alignment. You need to feel that this life is not meant to be so hard. We can get to the root of our purpose. And when we are at the root of our purpose, the fear goes away, the self-doubt is gone. We are in alignment. So let's get to it. The first layer is going to be awakening to purpose. And at this layer, we use the heart and we grasp onto that vision by asking the heart where it wants to go. And once we have that end point and that landing point, we can begin to unfold the layers to begin to get there. So having vision is so important. And allowing the vision to come from the heart is even more so important. So really, this layer is all about learning how to listen to the heart to give us direction instead of listening to the ego mind. And so at this layer, it's really important that we begin to differentiate the 2 voices that are in our head, which is the heart is one of love and truth and purity, and it's going to encourage you and support you and give you just the right ways to get to certain places that you seek. And the ego mind is going to be all about telling you why you can't do certain things. The fears are going to be rising and bubbling up. Anything you can think that's pretty much negative is going to pull you away from that voice of truth and love from the heart. And so at this layer, really important that as we set our vision, it's in alignment with our hearts, and that way we have a place that we can return to. Because once you know the ways of the heart, you are never going to go back to living a life that isn't aligned with the heart. Like your heart almost won't let you, because you know what that path of alignment and truth and full love feels like. The second layer is about unearthing your values. And this is really important because we have to know what our intentions are as we go out into the world. Because if we say that our intentions are one thing, but our external world is reflecting another, that's going to cause misalignment and confusion. So really knowing what you value and how are you reflecting that out into the world with your actions, who you're spending time with, just everything that you're doing. It's really important to know what those non-negotiables are for you. So I invite you to reflect on that question. What do I truly value? And am I reflecting that into this world through my actions? And I feel that we all have this natural integrity within us, like as humans of nature, and in this collective pool of consciousness, we all are given this choice of truth and this natural integrity. And when we can operate from this place of natural integrity, it's going to bring us true power and true alignment. The third layer is all about illuminating our shadows. And I really want to touch base on this one because I think so many times people use the phrase like release fears or let go of this. And I really don't resonate with that language, because if you look at like basic science, like there's no such thing as letting go or releasing. It's called transmutation. Like the energy has to go somewhere. So it's not that we need to get rid of anything in our energy and in our past experiences. We just have to transmute that energy and to use it as a gift to us. And it's the same way of like looking at challenges in life. Like things didn't happen to you, they're happening for you. And so it's just a way of switching the brain to recognize that these shadows and these experiences and these fears and limiting beliefs are really just opportunities of where the soul is looking to expand. And so I like to call it illuminating the shadows, because we do all have these little shadow points and feelings of fear and limitations. But once we are able to bring that up to surface, I like to call that illuminating the shadows. And so that's just shining a light on what is kind of hindering us or holding us back, and bringing a light to what our perceived limitations are, because we are limitless beings. And so any limitation that we have, it's so important to bring awareness to what that is. And once we know where we feel limited in life, we can begin to chip the layers away. And so I love this message here of illuminating your shadows. And it's not about getting rid of them. It's not about letting them go. It's really about transmuting that energy into expansion, turning a limitation into expansion. And this is one of my favorite meditations in the journey, because I always love to feel like limitless. Like whenever there's a fear in my way, I'm like, why do I feel limited? Like I almost get like angry or upset, not too angry, but at these fears, because I know that these fears aren't real. And I know that you know this too. And it's just this false evidence that is appearing real. So how can we begin to trigger the brain to get over this limiting belief or this fear? And I kind of love when fears pop up in my life, because it's like the universe giving me another task of what I need to look at and expand and overcome. So this is such a great layer. Now that we've really tapped into the heart space and we've addressed our limiting beliefs, and now we're like ready to expand and overcome, it's time to dream. So I like to call this one dreamscaping the destiny. And this is also one of my favorite meditations to use too in the program, because I love to dream. Dreaming makes me feel good because dreaming is not wishful thinking, and it's really an act of pure creation and using the heart's desires to bring forward your intention. And again, it's giving us that clear visual of where we want to be in life. And it makes you excited about life. So dreaming is exciting, keeps you positive, and it keeps you in good energy. So this is a really also essential step, is to keep dreaming and keep having this visualization of your dream. This is a meditation I repeat over and over again when I'm trying to get to my dream, because again, you're creating this new reality in your dream state. And so your soul is naturally going to align you with these opportunities and these actions to get you to that dream world. So you can dream it, you can create it. So keep dreaming. And now that we have our dream set on the horizon, we have to now align with our dreams. We can dream all we want, but now it's time to bring that dream world into action. And it's not what you think. It's not going to be really hard and taxing on yourself. It's actually going to feel easier. Your actions are going to feel easier, which sounds crazy, but when you are in alignment, there's going to be this natural ease and flow because you're operating from the heart. And the heart is going to support you in all that you do. The universe is going to support you in what you're doing. And the nature around you is going to carry you and hold you. So aligning never feels like a push or a force of anything. It's really just about aligning with your true authentic self. And so that's why authenticity is going to be key in alignment, in knowing who you truly are. And then once you have this vision and this focus, you can begin to ask yourself, with the decisions that you're making, like, is this in alignment with who I want to be? And if it's not, you can start to have discernment in who you're saying yes to, what opportunities you're saying yes to, and how you're spending your time. This part is really an essential step. Having that one pointed focus is going to give you the experience of the essence of life. And so any fears and doubts that you have are really going to fade away. And that's what alignment feels like. Living your authentic self, not worried about anything. You just know where you're headed. And once you have this momentum of alignment, that fear is just gone. That's why living in alignment and flow is really important. It just gets rid of that fear that tries to come in. You were like staying in this field of light. And then this step carries nicely into the layer of embracing effortlessness. So again, I talked about how life is going to feel easier when you're in alignment. And this goes back to a Taoist principle that I learned one time. I was on a hike and I had a message come through, and it was like, I was stressing about something, and I went out in nature and I was like, what do I need to know? And the message that came through was Wei Wu Wei. And I was like, what does that mean? So when I looked it up, it's basically effortless action. And it's not about forcing outcomes or not about doing nothing. It's really about embracing effortlessness by aligning your actions with just things that are essential and need to be done. We don't do extra because we're striving to be somewhere and to do something. And we're not also just sitting down and expecting things to just happen magically, but we act a little bit. We start to receive and be present with the essence of life. And then, that abundance flows in, and then we're like, okay, where can we go next? And you go to the next step, and then you act a certain way. And that's how life should be. We shouldn't just be just on constant go mode. And we're also not just laying back and feeling hopeless. Like, we need to be in this still space to be able to know where our next steps are. And then we take that aligned action, and then we can rest and be still, allow the miracles to flow in, and then we just keep going. And so this is like, that was the most powerful lesson that I learned, was being able to learn that flow and essence of life. And so this step is all about really knowing, allowing the action to be born from stillness, like using space and meditation to get clear. And I love to do this through journaling, through just going out in nature, as I just said, through meditation. So this is really an essential piece here, is not burning yourself out and then not being lazy because you don't know what to do. And then at this layer, we've made it. We are able to radiate our light. And that's what this last layer is all about, a celebration of learning that fire and that light within us and being able to spread and share it. And once you are clear in yourself and your knowing, and you know your path, you are in alignment, you're in that woo way of life, and you are just radiating. And you're not just illuminating yourself and in your life, but now it's like when you walk into a room, you are a magnetizing presence alone. Like people are going to be like, who is that person? I can really feel them. Like your presence becomes healing for others, and people are naturally going to want to align their own lives just because they're like, wow, this person is just radiant and beaming of just magnificence. And that is you. You have that ability to be able to do that, to be in that total light. And so that's really all about this journey, is learning how to be a beaming light and to radiate your light into the world. And this is the step where we begin to spread and share our light and our gifts from uncovering our purpose in life. So thank you so much for listening. And I hope that you will join me in this Locate Your True North journey if you want to be guided through it. If not, I hope that this insight was of use and of benefit to you, and it's sparking some kind of inspiration in your life. And again, you can check out that meditation below. It's Awaken to Purpose, and this will start you on your journey. And if you need help in any other tools or support, I got you. Check out my channel, and maybe you'll find some other insightful practices on there, some chats. I have meditations. However I can support you, I'd love to know in the comments. And yeah, I just would love to hear from you and to stay connected. So thank you so much for being here and joining me. May you radiate your light into this world and find deep purpose and fulfillment. Sending you so much love.